Welcome to Dopefish Productions Reviewer, where we review anything that catches our fancy or notice. Here is a story by TalonAlpha3, Lionheart Vengeance of a God. Here's the summary. When Ichika Amuro enters Ai's academy, he did not expect a second boy to arrive as well. However, this boy in particular was all but blind permanently as to why he is here in the academy. Aside from the fact he is the second pilot of it is all but a mystery. His name is Raiden Hataru, and he is only seeking one thing: vengeance. Now, the story will get a 4 out of 10. Mainly because there's a lot of gripes I have about the story that I'm not even going to get into. But it is poorly written, but I have to forgive the writer because this is his first story that he written. And you can tell that greatly. As the story goes on, he greatly improves, but after the first 3 or 4 chapters, kind of get you lose interest in the story pretty quickly. At least I did. I forced myself to read all of it in one day, which was whew, quite difficult. But I was a fan of his second story, The Primeval, so I wanted to see how his first story turned out. I thought it'd be just as good. I was slightly disappointed when it was nowhere near the quality of the Primeval story, but I see where he got his start or roots for the Primeval story. He has greatly advanced in his writing abilities and his storytelling abilities, and he's greatly improved in combining elements from other stories since this one. But you can tell this is a perfect example of a first written story by a fan fiction writer. And I would recommend you read it if you are a fan of Talon Alpha's. But other than that, I wouldn't recommend reading this story of his. Um, I would recommend his second story far more because that shows what his current abilities are in writing, and it's a lot more catching, and you actually will enjoy it. This one, you have to be a fan of Infinite Stratos to even want to read it, honestly. And I was never a big fan of that series. I liked a few characters in it, but besides that, no, I didn't really care for it at all. Um, but that is all for this review. I hope you come to my next review. And I know my reviews haven't been really review like, they've just been my opinion on it and what I think is wrong. And honestly, I know that, and I'm trying to think of ways to improve it. But that is a slow thing coming, and I hope to see you in the next review.